Okay, DCA, 10 by 10 in the crypt in St Paul's. It's great to be joined by Phil Beale from Red Engineering. Thanks for joining us, Phil. I know you're a busy man getting ready for your presentation. You're first up, you're opening the acts.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Tell us a bit about yourself and a bit about what Red Engineering do.
Well, you know, Red Engineering, we've been designing in the construction of data centres for, in fact, 20 years. We just celebrated our 20th anniversary.
Wow.
We're seeing not only a lot of growth and scaling up in the market, we're seeing unprecedented change and challenge. Mm-hmm. And we're seeing a lot of turbulence in some parts of the economy in which we work. And as precision engineers, we've been working very hard to try and anticipate and interpret what that means for us and our clients and our partners and our investors, to make sure that the judgment calls that we make today around setting out design and engineering solutions stand the test of time.
Yeah, so you're really having to get ahead of what's 12 months, what's 24 months, what's 36 months down the road.
We are, and there's a number of ways in which we've done that. We've been talking with some key players globally in the tech industry, very well-known names, about what they think the direction of travel is, and interpreting what that means in terms of, in particular, capacity planning, and not only the raw capacity, but the configuration of the way data centres are occupied, the way workloads move around the asset base, and so on and so forth, because all of that translates into the basis of design against which we're working. And we're seeing, as I mentioned, radical rethink in some areas. And we're also seeing some financial impact. You know, we're seeing some major players in the industry over recent weeks just putting a pause on some important large-scale projects in both Europe and the United States. So, you know, that's a wake-up call that things can change. You know, some of these projects were heavily committed, and as little as 4 or 5 weeks ago, one would assume they were just continuing along their normal committed path. Proves that's not necessarily the case in some areas. And the main reason behind that, as far as we can ascertain, is the fact that changes in demand profile are causing